Then, because so many people were coming and going that they did not even have a chance to eat, Jesus said to the 12, "Come with me by yourselves to a quiet place and get some rest." So he took them with him, and they went away by themselves on a boat to the far shore of the Sea of Galilee, that is the Sea of Tiberias, to a town called Bethsaida, to a solitary place. But the crowds learned about it, and many who saw them leaving recognized them, because they saw all of the miraculous signs he had performed on the sick, and ran on foot from all the towns and got there ahead of them. Then Jesus landed and went up the hillside and sat down with his disciples. The Jewish Passover feast was near. When Jesus looked up and saw a great crowd coming towards him, he welcomed them, and he had compassion on them because they were like sheep without a shepherd. So he began teaching them many things about the kingdom of God, and he healed those who needed healing. By this time it was late in the afternoon, so his disciples came to him. "This is a remote place," they said, "and it's already very late. Send the crowd away so that they can go to the surrounding villages and countryside and find food and lodging and buy themselves something to eat." But Jesus answered, "They do not need to go away. You give them something to eat." He said this to Philip. "Where shall we buy bread for these people to eat?" He asked him this only to test him, for he already had in mind what he was going to do. Philip answered him, 8 months' wages would not buy enough bread for each one to have a bite. Are we to go and spend that much on bread and give it to them to eat?" "How many loaves do you have?" Jesus asked the 12. "Go and see." When they found out, Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, spoke up. "Here's a boy with 5 small barley loaves and 2 small fish. But how far's that going to go among so many?" Jesus said, "Bring them here to me." Then he added, "Have all the people sit down on the grass in groups of about 50 each." The disciples did so. There was plenty of grass in that place, and everybody sat down in groups of hundreds and fifties. Then Jesus took the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, and looking up to heaven, he gave thanks and he broke the loaves. Then he gave them to the disciples to set before the people as much as they wanted. He also divided the 2 small fish amongst them all. When they had all had enough to eat and were satisfied, he said to the disciples, "Gather the pieces that are left over. Let nothing be wasted." So they gathered them, and they filled 12 baskets with the pieces of the 5 barley loaves and fish that were left over by those who had eaten them. The number of those who had eaten was about 5,000 men, in addition to women and children.